What is good, everyone? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another Pete and Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today we have some awesome topics for you guys, got some additions to the Nintendo Switch library in terms of new announcements, and plus a juicy rumor about a potential new Metroid game coming to an unspecified system. So let's go ahead and get right into this here. So rumor, new 2D Metroid game in development for an unspecified platform, and I would guess that would be the Nintendo Switch, but we have to wait and see. But this rumor definitely has some traction to it. The person who has given this rumor is actually someone who tipped this off to Metroid Samus Returns coming to Nintendo 3DS. So let's go ahead and get into this article here. Shout outs to Go Nintendo and Nintendo Everything and everyone that reported on this before for the roundup of information. And of course, this was on Reset Era. So now this is a pretty juicy rumor. So there's a Reset user named Moko. I'm just going to abbreviate his name because it's too much crap. I don't know why you name yourself so many different letters of O and S and all sorts of stuff. But anyway, just his name is Moko for right now. And you can see his full name, link in the description below, is claiming to have some information on a brand new, or claiming not to have some information, but claiming that there is a brand new 2D Metroid game in development, and apparently the project is early on, but Moko isn't willing to tell us what studio or developer is working on it or is involved, and no mention of any platform is involved either. So another thing that's interesting about this, like I stated, is that this guy actually tipped us off to Metroid Samus Returns when it comes to it. But I will say that there were quite a number of people who have traced Metroid Samus Returns in terms of rumors and things like that. So while he necessarily wasn't the only one, a lot of people kind of credit him for the information that he did let us know when it comes to certain things. But I will say, I don't think he was the only one. I think Liam Robertson was tracing that back to as early as like 2013 or things like that. So yes, he did have some information, but it's always good to be cautiously optimistic when it comes to things like this. But a lot of people feel that his information is solid when it comes to things. Multiple different websites ran this article here, and I looked through it and I looked at some of the stuff that he's gotten before in the past, and he seems like he does have some credibility to him. He's not around just splatting off random rumors that he's saying that he has sources for or anything like that. And based off of the reception for Metroid Samus Returns, and I would even say the sales, it made it into the MPD for the month that it was released, I would think that it's doing well enough. I think there would be enough of a budget to make a 2D game. I think a lot of people don't understand how much cheaper 2D games can be than normal 3D games, so you don't necessarily need to sell 2 million or 3 million copies with a 2D game. And I think Metroid Samus Returns did well enough, and there was enough people on the aging 3DS that clearly wanted the game on the Nintendo Switch in order for them to greenlight another Metroid 2D game. So that's just my speculation on the matter. It has nothing to do with what this guy has to say, but I do feel, and I think I've already talked about it, thinking that there's probably going to be more 2D Metroid because Metroid Samus Returns got a great reception from the fans, but a lot of people just felt that like it was kind of hard to play sometimes with the hand cramps. Some people got playing that on the Nintendo 3DS just based on your hand, the ergonomics, and everything like that. But I do feel that if they were to make another 2D Metroid game on the Nintendo Switch, that would do so much better than Metroid Samus Returns, just because the Switch is the ultimate handheld and home console. It is the ultimate game for a 2D Metroid game. There has never been a system more suitable for a stylized HD 2D Metroid game than the Nintendo Switch. Seriously, this is literally the dream system for a sequel to Super Metroid, which there's already been, but like, let's just say another game in the same vein as Metroid Fusion or Super Metroid. I think the Nintendo Switch is a perfect system for that, and I think that we might get that stylized Metroid, and that's what I would want. I would want a Metroid that's in the same vein as Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion. I do somewhat like the art style for Metroid Samus Returns, but I just don't feel that it fits the Nintendo 3DS perfectly just because of the hardware that it's on. So if they did go over to Nintendo Switch, they could use that same type of style that they had with Metroid Samus Returns because the hardware's a lot better. But if they decided to go with like the 2D kind of slick art like Metroid Fusion or something like that, I'd be more than happy with that type of art style as well. So once again, this is speculation on my end. I don't know if it's going to be coming. Take it with a grain of salt, but this guy does have a track record of providing us with some good information here. But I do feel that just based off of everything that I've already talked about, that there will be another 2D Metroid game coming, just because I don't think it would be a problem in order for them to do something like that. And 2D Metroid games are stuff that you can really just look at the history book. There's so much things that you can go off of in order to make a 2D Metroid game, or you can remake any one of the 2D Metroid games. Maybe it's a compilation and they're all remakes. Maybe they're remaking Super Metroid and adding in a bunch of extra content like they did with Metroid Zero Mission. So what do you guys think about this potential rumor, another 2D Metroid game coming out for the Nintendo Switch or for an unspecified platform? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, so we got tipped off the Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition coming based on a recent listing, and now we have an official announcement of Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition, which launches alongside the Windows Edition on March 6th. So this includes the expansion map of Insomnia and the first-person camera mode plus more. So Square Enix has announced that Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, which will launch alongside Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition for Steam, Origin, and Windows 10 on March 6th for $49.99. And shout outs to Gamatsu for the article here. Now, both Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition and Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition feature the base game and over 20 game add-on / downloadable content, as well as new features including an expanded map on Insomnia with new enemies and side quests, and the first-person camera mode. Here is a full list of features via Square Enix. You have an expanded map of Insomnia City ruins. All new side quests and enemies such as Cerberus and Omega will be available through the expanded map on the Crown City of Insomnia. Players will also take on the Rulers of Yore, a fully controllable royal vessel boat, expanding the world of Eos and allowing players to explore the area between Cape Caim and Alticia. I probably said those wrong. Players will be able to fish aboard vessel and discover new fishes and dishes. A new accessory that can activate new action Armiger Unleashed. Players will be able to unleash powerful attacks while the Armiger is summoned. After collecting all of the royal arms, players will be able to find an accessory in an unidentified part of the world, enabling access to Armiger Unleashed, a new first-person camera mode, allowing players to experience the game from Noctis' perspective. More than a dozen pieces of downloadable content, including weapons, regalia, car skins, and item sets. All season pass content, including Episode Gladius, Episode Pronto, multiplayer expansion Comrades, and Episode Ignis. Archive, players can review the cosmogony story scattered throughout the Final Fantasy 15 world. Additional local myths and legends will also be placed in various new locations, allowing players to obtain more information about the world. You have the quest to obtain Strengthened Regalia Type D, new trophies, Final Fantasy 15 base game as well. So Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition will feature a new package designed by Yoshitaka Amano. For existing Final Fantasy 15 owners, the Final Fantasy 15 Royal Pack, which includes the new downloadable content in the Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition, will also be available separately on March 6th for $19.99. Now, there's also some benchmarks in terms of what you need to have for your PC and 4K and all of that stuff. You can check out the links in the description below. There's also some screenshots as well. And yeah, I kind of feel silly for buying this game day one because it's almost a different game at this point. And it's almost a different game to where it's like too much of a different game. We're not talking about like a Pokken Tournament Deluxe or balancing in a video game. We're talking about like super major changes that could actually affect the score of the game. Being able to change characters, you have brand new super weapons in the game. You have a boat, you can fish on the boat. Like there's all sorts of crazy things. So I think I'm honestly done. I'm really done buying like PS4 and Xbox One games day one, because this always happens, and I haven't really been doing that lately. I've stopped probably since 2016. I haven't really bought any games day one except for stuff like Persona 5. That was pretty much it, but this just kind of confirms it, because this is $49.99 and it's so much better package than what we got when Final Fantasy 15 launched. So if you haven't purchased Final Fantasy 15, this is definitely something that you can pick up. And if you've already purchased the game, you can upgrade to all of this stuff here for $19.99, it seems. So that's not too bad either, but I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I'll probably just wait till the Royal Edition is $19.99 and then I'll buy it probably to play the real Final Fantasy 15. Is this the real version of the game? So what do you guys think about this here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the last article here, Saturday Morning RPG is coming to Nintendo Switch this spring. This is Limited Run Games' first actual game on the Nintendo Switch that they're bringing physical, and apparently it's going to be the first of 5 different games, and it will have once again a physical edition. So Mighty Rabbit Studios is bringing Saturday Morning RPG to Nintendo Switch this spring. The developer has announced Limited Run Games will sell a physical edition of Saturday Morning RPG for Nintendo Switch exclusively on its official website. Saturday Morning RPG first launched for the iOS back in April 2012. That was a long time ago. Followed by Android in March 2013, Windows, Mac, and Linux in September 2013, PlayStation 4 and PS Vita in January 2016, and the Xbox One in October 2016. Let's check out an overview of this game. This is via the Steam page. So Saturday Morning RPG is an episodic JRPG set in a world heavily inspired by 1980s Saturday morning cartoons and pop culture. Players take the role of Marty Michael Hall, an average high school student who has just been granted an incredible power, a power that ultimately leads him to attract the ire of the world's most notorious villain, Commander Hood. Saturday Morning RPG features a full soundtrack by legendary composer Vince DiCola, Transformers the animated movie, Rocky 4, and his composing partner Kenny, can't say his last name, and he did DuckTales, Power Rangers, X-Men, and others. The key features are episodic gameplay, so you can play through all of that. You have active turn-based battles. You have defeat enemies with regular stuff, nostalgia-fueled everything, endless battle mode, and optional battle arena. So there's quite a bit of content in this game, and it has some really good reviews on Steam. There was like a lot of 9 out of 10s I've seen. It's been a very positive game. People liked it. It's quite old, but at the same time, it didn't come out too long ago for the PS4 and the Xbox One in 2016. So I'm more than happy to have this game over, and Limited Run Games is bringing over this one. So it'll be pretty cool for those who want the physical edition of it there. So what do you guys think about Saturday Morning RPG coming over to Nintendo Switch? Have any of you guys played the game before? Let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube live gaming page and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.